We get reminders every day that quality and safety problems are not remote. They touch us. It's a roller coaster. I get a window on that through my own daughter, Jessica. Jessica's a third-year medical student now, and she's on the roller coaster. One day she called me, deeply moved by an encounter she just had with a neonatologist teacher. The teacher asked Jessica, "What's the first thing you say to the parents of a premature newborn that you've admitted to the NICU?" Jessica thought. She said, "Well, we'll do everything we can for your baby." And the neonatologist said, "No. The first thing you say is, congratulations." Compare that to this picture of a door in an ICU in a major medical center. A door plastered with signs that say in 8 different ways, no entry, call ahead. Hanging by the door is a black telephone which the family must use to beg for permission for 5 minutes every 2 hours in the company of the loved one they may have spent their entire life with. I was reminded when Jessica told me about the neonatologist about my first afternoon with my clinical tutor, a surgeon named Dr. Ed Frank at the Beth Israel Hospital, my first year of medical school. Dr. Frank brought me into Mrs. Smith's room. Mrs. Smith had just had her gallbladder out. And my first question, as I began to interview her in front of my teacher, was, "Where was your pain?" And then I remember Dr. Frank putting his hand on my shoulder, and he interrupted me. And he said to me, "Don, do you know that Mrs. Smith has a brand new grandson?" And then on another day, Jessica calls me, and this time she's upset. She calls me to tell me about a friend, another student. He was in the operating room that morning in his surgery rotation, and he'd been holding an instrument for hours. His hand had begun cramping, and he said that his hand was getting numb. He asked the surgeon if someone could relieve him briefly. The surgeon said, "I don't tolerate weakness in my operating room. The next time you complain will be the last time you operate with me." Jessica asked me on the telephone, "What is with these people?"